Greetings to all Africans in the world. This is King H from Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. I want to have a discussion about an article that I came across and about what is happening in China, especially to Africans. And this article says, "We are sleeping outside. China evicts Africans from apartments over coronavirus." Africans all over the world. The racism that we experience daily all over the world, no matter where we are, will continue to go forward. We will continue to experience them. Nothing will change unless we, the African people, the black people, the global African people, decide to act and make changes that will better the lives of all African people. The reason why we face so much racism is because since Europeans and Arabs came to Africa and colonized and enslaved Africans, black people, they have set a standard where black people are not looked upon as human beings. They have been dehumanized. It doesn't matter where we are in the world, the Chinese see black people as less of human beings, so they can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. It doesn't matter. Nothing will change until the African people decide to make change on the continent. The continent must become the base, the heaven of all black people, the power of all black people. The continent must become the power that we need to support black people all over the world. Without which, the discrimination, the racism, the police killing black people, wherever you are in the world, being seen as a criminal before any other thing else, will not change until we make the continent great. And we cannot make the continent great with the types of leaders Africa has that supports the institution that has been put in place by the white power structure. So that must change. And to do that, it's only through Pan-African global revolution. The Chinese accuse blacks for bringing the coronavirus in China. Meanwhile, the United States accuse China for spreading coronavirus. There is a lawsuit coming from Dallas Federal Court that accuses Chinese government for creating coronavirus as a biological weapon. Freedom Watch is seeking 20 trillion US dollars for damage for damages from China for harming Americans. But the Chinese are evicting Africans, claiming that they brought the coronavirus, claiming that they have the coronavirus, and kicking them out even after they have paid their rent. You call that discrimination? That's beyond discrimination. That is beyond discrimination, and it's not going to stop. I saw a latest video today about Nigerians leaving to the United States all running away from Nigeria, from Africa, where the amount of coronavirus in Nigeria or in Africa in general is very low. The amount of coronavirus in the United States is higher. So the chances of you dying in the United States due to coronavirus is more higher than you dying in Nigeria with coronavirus. The Africans are running away from their own continent. It's not going to change. We can't blame all those who are running. We have to blame the leadership. The leadership of Africa is not doing much for the people of Africa. It's not. The Chinese officials have started evicting hundreds of African residents and businessmen from hotels and apartments. They are being accused of having the normal coronavirus. So they're evicting them from their homes and leaving them on the streets to perish. Why? Because the Chinese people don't see Africans as human beings. They don't respect the humanity of black people. That is why they do what they do. That is why they do what they do. And that's why they will continue to do what they do. They're in Africa, exploiting Africa. Some of the doctors are in Nigeria now. Chinese doctors are in Nigeria trying to cure what? The coronavirus that they created. So they have created a virus. And now they're trying to exploit other countries so that they can make more money from those countries. Which is why the United States, citizens of the United States have sued the government of China for 20 trillion US dollars. Not million, trillions. $20 trillion for creating the virus. Yet, all over the world, black people have been dehumanized. They created a virus, yet they're accusing blacks for bringing in the virus in their country and leaving them in the streets to die. What are the government or the leadership of Africa doing or saying? So the African leadership do not give a damn about their own people, can speak for their own people. That's not the leadership that we need. We need to kick out all those old quack leaders. And to do that, we must be united. Africa must be united because the leadership of Africa is not working for the people of Africa. And because they are not working for the people of Africa, African people must just accept what is happening to them all over the world. Do you accept what is happening? Do you accept being killed by police? Do you accept being driven out of a house that you paid because you're black? They're claiming you have the coronavirus when you don't. Such distasteful dehumanization of black people will never change until the black people decide to kick out all those old quack leaders who are not doing anything to help uplift Africa and the people of Africa. The leadership of Africa has failed the people of Africa and will continue to fail the people of Africa until we decide to make changes. Some of the people in China who have been kicked out said we have paid rent to our landlords, but after collecting the rent, they chase us out. They will take the money. Just like they'll come to Africa and take your money. That abuses you. And don't give a damn. Because they don't see African people as human beings. Because the world has been set that African people are below humanity. Even though they have a black man who is the leader of WHO, or the World Health Organization, that doesn't mean shit. He's just doing what they're telling him to do. As a matter of fact, I remember when former President Barack Obama stated that one of his greatest mistakes as a president was killing Gaddafi. He regretted doing that. But when I think about that, the reason why he had to do that as a leader of the United States, the first black president of the United States, because he was under pressure to deliver. The people around him put him under pressure, and he had to take out Gaddafi. But he regretted doing that. So it doesn't matter if you have a black man in an organization that is mostly run by white people, because they tell you what to do. They tell you what to do. You're not in command. It doesn't matter if you're the president of the United States as a black person. You are not in command. It doesn't matter if you're the president of the World Health Organization. That motherfucker is not in command. So when they decide to test the coronavirus vaccine in Africa, they will tell him to do it. And he will have no other choice but to do it. Just like President Barack Obama was under pressure for killing Gaddafi, and he had to do it. But many African people believe so much in Christianity, believe so much in Muslim religion, believe so much in religion than looking at the reality of life that the African people are going through. About 5,000 years ago, a Chinese man called Sun Tzu wrote a book called The Art of War. And do you know why the Chinese don't believe in religion or Christianity or any other religion? Because they believe in Sun Tzu, the art of war, and they practice Sun Tzu, the art of war. It is part of them. It is within them. Life itself is war. To survive, you must fight. So it's time for Africans to wake up and see reality for what it is. Nothing will change unless we decide to stand as a people, as African people, and fight for our survival. Nothing will change. You will cry discrimination from day one to whenever. Nothing will change. In order to change anything, you must look at what other races are doing to survive. What are they doing? Fighting wars. What are they doing? Making sure that they have all the science project that they're working on to benefit their humanity. What are they doing? So long as we don't look reality for what it is, the truth, we will always suffer. And life is about suffering. Until you face the suffering will not stop. Black people will not stop being discriminated around the world. You'll be discriminated in Central America. You'll be discriminated in Northern America. You'll be discriminated in Africa by African Arabs. You'll be discriminated among other races who are in Africa. who have left their own continent and have relocated in Africa, and they will discriminate among you. You're being discriminated in Asia. That will never stop. In Europe, it will never stop. In Australia, it will never stop. All around the world, black people are below humanity and can be treated as whatever. So crying for discrimination, saying this is what they're doing to us, this is what they're doing to us, that's not going to change. You want to make change, you must take action. Pan-African global revolution. That is what is going to change the condition that African people are going through. And to do that, it must start from the continent. The people in Africa must rise up and kick out the leadership and make sure that everything that is done for African people, it should be done by African people with the interests of Africa first. Without which, we will go through the same thing all over and over. 100 years back, 200 years back, 300 years in the future, it would not change. Life is war. I believe that wholeheartedly. To survive, you must fight for what you believe in and stand for who you are. Black people for black people. It's as simple as that. But what happens in South Africa? What happens in other African nations? They kill black people. Blacks killing black people. Meanwhile, the whites in South Africa are the richest one who control the resources. It's just fucking ridiculous. But this is King H, the Pan-African king, the spiritual leader of Africa, the philosopher king. Till next time.